AITA for asking my wife to stop hanging out at her guy best friend's place. I, 34M, have been married to my wife, 32F, for 4 years. Our relationship started strong. We communicated well, we had fun together, and most importantly, we trusted each other. At least I thought we did. That trust has started to crack recently, and I don't know if I'm being irrational or finally acknowledging something that's been there all along. My wife has a guy best friend. Let's call him Jake. She's known him since high school, and they've always been close. When we were dating, I met him a few times. He was polite, friendly, and clearly part of her life. I'll admit, I did feel a twinge of discomfort watching them interact. They had inside jokes, long stories I'd never heard before, and a kind of natural ease between them. But I didn't say anything because I didn't want to be that guy. I trusted her. But over the past 6 months, things shifted. She started spending more and more time at Jake's apartment. Not just group events or occasional hangouts. I'm talking hours at a time, one-on-one. She would casually say things like, "I'm going to Jake's to chill for a bit," or "We're watching a movie." At first, I brushed it off, but then it became once a week, then twice, sometimes even more. What really started messing with me was how she acted around him. The way she laughed with him, that deep, carefree laugh she used to share with me. The way her eyes sparkled when she mentioned something funny he said. I hadn't seen that look directed at me in a while. And Jake, he looks at her like he's waiting for something. Like he knows something I don't. One night, she didn't come home until after 1 a.m. She told me they lost track of time watching a movie. Nothing happened, she said. But I was up the entire night, staring at the ceiling, wondering what the hell was going on. I felt pathetic. Who lets their wife stay at another man's place until 1 a.m.? I started to feel like I was losing my place in her life and in my own marriage. Then came the day that finally broke me. It was a Tuesday afternoon. I came home from work around 5:30 and expected her to be there, like usual. But the apartment was empty. I texted her, no response. I called, straight to voicemail. I waited, thinking maybe she was just running errands. But 2 hours passed, then 3, still nothing. At that point, I started to panic. I called her friends. No one had heard from her. I tried her sister. Nothing. I was pacing the apartment, checking my phone every 2 minutes, imagining every horrible scenario possible. I even started looking up nearby hospitals, debating whether to call the ER. Finally, around 10 p.m., she texted back, "Relax. I was just at Jake's. My phone died. That was it. No apology. No explanation. Just relax." I wasn't angry. I was numb. I had been losing my mind, thinking she was in danger, and she was casually sitting at another man's place for 5 hours with a dead phone, not thinking to let me know. It wasn't just careless. It felt cruel. When she got home, I didn't yell. I didn't accuse. I just told her, calmly but firmly, "I'm not comfortable with you going over to Jake's apartment anymore. If you really need to hang out with him, do it somewhere else. Or invite him here. But this isn't working for me." She looked at me like I had grown a second head. "You're being controlling," she snapped. "You're insecure, jealous, and needy." I tried to explain that I wasn't trying to isolate her from her friends. I just wanted her to respect our relationship. But she wasn't hearing it. She packed a bag, said she needed space, and stormed out. She's been staying at her sister's ever since. So now I'm here, sitting in an empty apartment, wondering if I really am the problem. I've played that conversation over in my head 100 times. I keep thinking, did I cross a line? Was I too harsh? But then I remember how I felt. The dread, the helplessness, the humiliation. And I ask myself, is it really controlling to set boundaries in a relationship? Because from where I'm standing, I didn't say you can't have male friends. I didn't accuse her of cheating. I didn't snoop through her phone or forbid her from seeing Jake altogether. I simply said, please don't go to his place alone anymore. That's it. If the roles were reversed, if I was spending hours alone at another woman's apartment, texting late into the night, and disappearing without warning, would she be okay with it? I seriously doubt it. And honestly, neither would I. The most painful part isn't the time she spent with Jake. It's how she made me feel like I was crazy for being bothered by it. Like my feelings didn't matter. Like I was the one jeopardizing the relationship by asking for basic respect. I love my wife. I want this marriage to work. But I'm starting to feel like I'm the only one fighting for it. And that hurts more than anything Jake could ever do. I've learned that relationships thrive not just on love, but on boundaries, trust, and mutual respect. And right now, it feels like all three are missing. I'm not perfect. Maybe I'm a little insecure. Maybe I'm holding on to something that's already slipping away. But I don't think it makes me an asshole to expect that my partner considers how her actions affect me, especially when those actions involve another man who clearly plays a major role in her life. I didn't ask her to end the friendship. I didn't ask her to stop talking to him. All I asked was that she respect my discomfort and consider how this dynamic looks and feels from the outside. Instead, she made it about control, about how I am the one with the issue. And maybe I am. But if that's the case, isn't that something we're supposed to work through together? I'm tired of feeling like a backup character in my own marriage. I'm tired of feeling like I have to compete for emotional intimacy with my own wife. And I'm tired of being made to feel like I'm the one tearing this relationship apart just because I asked her to prioritize it. So, Reddit, AITA,